How's it going, guys? Welcome to another episode of Zen-Oh Button. Today we're going to be opening up the Magnificent Collection, starting with the Super Saiyan Gogeta deck. So what comes with this is the starter deck itself, which we'll be starting off with that, and then there's some promo cards and I believe some foil promo cards that are supposed to be within. But starting off, we'll go with the starter deck. So this is the Gogeta ramp styled starter leader that I believe was like a promo. So first of all, the art is pretty sweet on it. There's no new effects on it. It's the same old leader as before. Front looks like to be the same. This is the one where it searches out the Vaku. You want to get the Vaku out, and then once he's out, you know, he adds, I believe, 3 energy to it. 2 energy. So first, this is the alternate art for the Magnificent Collection. We got 4 objections. They should all look pretty cool. 4 Senzu beans, which is nice because I think the expert deck had what, 1 Senzu bean.
Yes.
So having 4 is pretty nice. And the alt art is actually not too bad. 2 Wiz Coercions. Fu Shrouded Mystery, which is pretty cool, is the Overrealm 10. You have to pay 6 energy, and basically your opponent can't activate skills, like unless it's their leader card. So that's really cool, especially when you get up to high energy. Deadly Defender Vegeta, great for trying to stay alive. Gogeta Hero Revived, one of the most broken cards in the game.
Which should be a secret rare.
Yeah, but just a regular old super rare. North Kyle, yeah, this is just the super combo. Dimension Magic, Staple Blue Negate.
One of the best negates in the game, I'd say.
And then this guy, Burst 5. I forgot what it is. At the end of your turn, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, place it at the bottom of its owner's deck, then return this card to its owner's hand. So that's not too bad. Burst 5 is a little bit rough, especially if you're going against Janemba, but, you know, kind of a cool effect for a starter deck. And then here's some of the Gogeta BR, usually played in the red deck, but they're searchable with the leader, I believe. So this one's, he just gains plus 5k for plus 5k power for the turn, and then I believe he looks for Gogeta and red Vegeta BR. So they got 2 of the 2 drop. Looks like 4 of the 1 drop. This guy's pretty nice, minusing 10k, ignoring barrier. Oh, they only added 1 of them to the deck, so that's kind of interesting. Only 1, but. We got the Vegeta, gets, what's this do? Yeah, he minuses 5k, and then here's just the 1 drop Vegeta. Unbreakable Super Saiyan Goku. That's actually pretty interesting, but it kind of makes sense when you have a deck that's ramping up so much. This is just, you know, when you combo with it, you draw a card. So it doesn't really necessarily fit in the theme with the BR, but still cool. And the Vaku Defective Fighter, and this is the one you Union Fusion for 3 energy, and then when he's KO'd, yeah, you add 2 cards for top of your deck to energy. So overall, deck seems pretty cool. I don't know if, I mean, let's see how many Goku and Vegeta BR there are. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've never played the deck before. I don't know if 12 is enough. It seems a little bit low, but honestly, pretty cool. Some alt art stuff. Getting some more Senzu beans never hurts. Alright, now let's go into the promo cards themselves. So here we got Son Goku prepping for battle. I believe he's BR. Yeah, counterattack. So 2 energy, negate the attack and place card. His auto is choose 1 card in your hand, place it in your drop area. At the end of your turn, of your opponent's turn, return this card to its owner's hand. So that's kind of cool. It's basically a negate that recycles itself. But you do have to drop a card. At least 2 energy, so.
Yeah, for 2 energy, it's like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily the best. Now here's the Vegeta BR. Activate main. Place this card from your hand in your drop area. Choose the 1 Vaku BR Gogeta BR card in your drop area. Add it to your hand. So that's actually not too bad. I guess if you had to drop them, or you know, if you're going against Janemba and they were milled out, you know, it's not too awful. I believe this is the Beerus support. Yeah, if a leader card is Beerus card and you send this card from your drop area to your warp, choose up to 1 card in your life, add it to your hand, then choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, and it gets minus 5k power. So, I mean, I guess it's decent for Beerus. Yeah, he doesn't have Self-Awakening, and minusing, you know, getting rid of like a 1 drop isn't terrible, but. Oh, and you send it from your drop to the warp. Okay, so actually this makes more sense with the Beerus archetype, because I think you have to drop a red or a yellow card, and then you draw 2 cards. So this actually makes a lot more sense for that. You drop this, draw 2, and then you can get some additional value out of it. So actually, that looks pretty solid for the Beerus coming out in set 8. Now, Gogeta Heroes Advert. I'll see, I'm trying to get this in focus as much as possible, but I'll just read the cards. It's a little bit hard to read. So he's 4 energy, blocker. When you play this card, choose all of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 3 or less and place them at the bottom of their owner's deck in any order.
That's pretty crazy, especially if you're going against a Kid Goku leader, because of most of their battle cards are 3 energy or less.
Yeah, so that's pretty solid for a board wipe, and it's 4 energy. Although there's kind of no way to cheat him out as far as I know. So this card, Altered Reality. I am personally not really a big Gogeta. I'm not a big Janemba fan, and this gives all Janembas barrier, and it draws a card when you play it, which is just super annoying. So I think the biggest issue with this is a lot of the Janembas already have deflect. So now you add barrier. Now it's like almost impossible to like really get around those cards. So
and you add tricolor.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the Trinemba would necessarily run this because it might be a little bit hard because they're already running multiple colors. But either way, still super annoying to deal with. Broly, preparing for battle. When you play this card from your hand or drop area, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost of 1, and KO it. That's not too bad, you know. Pop a card, activate main, 1 yellow. If your leader card is a yellow Broly BR card and you return this card to its owner's hand, choose up to 1 Broly BR card with an original energy cost of 4 in your hand, negate that card's auto skill for the duration of turn, then play it. So that's kind of cool. You're able to like cheat up the chain to the 4-drop. So not too bad. Raditz for one of my favorite trash decks out there. I remember reading this card. So yeah, basically, if your leader card is a Raditz, when you play them, you can draw 1 card for every 2 non-black cards in your opponent's warp. So that's kind of cool. Unfortunately, Raditz, you're only really adding 1 card to their warp when you attack with leader per turn, and then if you're lucky, you get a Vegeta the Cruel out. So, I mean, in reality, people are like hyping it up like, oh, you can potentially draw like 5 cards or something off of this. Like, maybe, but most likely not. So it's a cool tech card. And then he also has the second ability. You can self-awaken, and then you can pop one of your opponent's 1 cost or less. So definitely not a bad card.
Yeah, for 1 energy, that's definitely not bad.
Yeah, it's definitely solid to add. And he's searchable with the leader. All right, next is Frieza, Spiteful Strike. Let's see what this guy does. If your leader card is yellow, when you play this card from your hand, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards at energy cost of 6 or less, and negate its skills for the duration of the turn. So that's actually not too bad. I could see that. I mean, it's going to be during your turn. Most likely, I don't think there's any way to really play this on your opponents, but I mean, it could be good if someone plays something that's like really hampering you for like the next, you know, turn or so. 1 energy.
Or I guess if they have like a blocker.
Yeah, I guess if you know if they have.
And you want to go for game.
Yeah, if you want to get rid of it. So definitely not bad. I don't know how much use it'll see, but it's a pretty cool little card. Paragus, the Forebearer. Activate battle. If your leader card is a yellow Broly BR card and you place this card in its owner's drop area from your combo area, draw 1 card. So if I'm understanding what this is saying right, I think it's like you combo with it and then you take it out of the combo area, so you're not really gaining the 5k. I mean, I'm not 100% sure on the rulings if someone in the comments wants to correct that, but I guess this is just another way to kind of thin out your deck. If you're playing like High to Mastery, you need the Sparking 7, it kind of replaces itself. If you get the 5k in the combo area, it'd be really cool. If not, I guess I said it's just another way to kind of thin out the deck, so not terrible. Caulifla, Hellion. Alright. If your leader card is a yellow Universe 6 card and your opponent has 3 or more energy, when you play this card, choose up to 1 blue Kale card with an energy cost of 4 in your drop area, negate its skills for duration of turn, and play it in rest mode. At the end of the turn, place the battle card played with this skill at the bottom of its owner's deck. So I guess this is one of those kind of like Union, Patora kind of things to help enable that. So I guess it's not terrible if you're really... I mean, you have to wait until your opponent has 3 or more energy, and usually I feel like Universe 6 kind of wants to...
It goes off pretty fast.
Yeah, so
it's like 2 energy.
So this is kind of dead in your hand until turn 3.
Exactly.
So I don't know how good it'll be. I mean, it's cool. It's always nice seeing like...
It's always a good Union Patara target, but there's more... There's better Caulifla battle cards for your Dimitra anyway.
Yeah, I think like the 2 energy one where you rest mode and energy is...
Wait, if you take a life, and the 1-drop searcher. I think those are really good.
Yeah, so but that might not be terrible if you have some kind of... You play against some deck that stalls you out. Alright, next we have Dimitra, Demonic Overlord. Activate main, burst 2, and pay 2 colorless energy. If your leader card is a Dimitra or tower card, and you place this card from your hand in your drop area, choose 1 or 2 cards in your life, add them to your hand. So that's really good for Dimitra to self-awaken. Then choose up to 1 Gravy and 1 Poutine from your deck and or warp and play them. Then shuffle your deck if you look through it. So I remember those cards. I think they came out set 4. I don't really remember what they did. I know people were kind of talking about them, and I know it's a pretty decent combination. And with Dimitra, you draw a lot and you can actually go pretty aggro, so playing the Gravy and Poutine might not be, honestly, a bad play. So, pretty solid card, I think.
Looks sick, too.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Color, the red scheme.
Sun Goten, Strong of Heart. This is red-green. Is that energy exhaust? If your leader card is a Broly card, when you combo with this card, choose up to 1 red extra card with field and an energy cost of 2 from your deck. Place it in your drop area, then shuffle your deck. If you place a card in your drop area, choose up to 1 of your energy, switch it to active mode, and if you have 5 or less cards in your hand, draw 1 card. So, that's a lot of text. I think this is for that red Broly that has crit. I don't know that deck well enough, honestly, to understand the utility behind this. Yeah, you place in the drop, shuffle your deck, place a card in your drop area, choose up to... I don't know. I mean, I guess you technically can bring this dude out. If you untap the 1 energy, you get 1 energy for a 15k, and then you can draw a card, which I guess is kind of cool because Broly doesn't really, the crit one doesn't really draw much. So I don't know that engine. I know a lot of people have had success with it, so, you know, honestly might not be too bad for it, but not super familiar with that deck. This, I'm a big Zamasu Goku Black, the new blue yellow. I'm a fan of that. I'll read through this card. I remember seeing this when it was revealed, and I wasn't too happy with it because it's not searchable with leader. The deck already is extra card heavy. You already have a lot of 110Ks, and like, I'm not a big fan of the ability, but anyways, I'll read it through. It's a blue-yellow, meticulous scheming, energy exhaust, and it has activate battle ability. If your leader card is a Zamasu card and it's your opponent's turn, choose 1. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 3 or less, place in your opponent's energy in rest mode. Then you place an opponent's card in their energy. At the end of the turn, your opponent chooses 1 of their energy and places it in its owner's drop area. Then the second one is draw 1 card and then choose 1 card in your opponent's hand. Place it in their energy in rest mode. Then if you place an opponent's card in their energy, at the end of the turn, your opponent chooses 1 of their energy and place it in its owner's drop area. So, I mean, it's kind of cool for disrupting your opponent, but the issue is that you're spending all this energy, and your overall, you know, point of your deck is to, you know, ramp your opponent up, but the energy goes into the drop area at the end of the turn, so you're kind of wasting 2 energy. I mean, it could save you from a 3 cost or less killing you, but I don't know. It's the fact that it's not searchable with leader because they didn't give it the character traits anywhere, and like it doesn't keep the energy there. I don't know. I'm not a big fan, but it's here. It's a card. Super Baby 2. This is... Baby's one of my favorite archetypes. I played standard OG Red Baby for probably about 8 months straight. Deck served me very well, so I'm pretty excited for the new yellow archetype. It's a little more aggro for me. I kind of liked how Baby could go aggro / control, but the new one seemed just like they're just straight trying to beat the opponent to death turn 2, or, you know, turn 3 latest. But let's see this one. Super Baby 2, the Malicious Tyrant, energy exhaust. When you play this card from your hand, if your leader card is a baby card, choose all baby and brainwash cards in your battle area and leader area, and they get plus 5k power for the duration of the turn. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's leader cards and negate its non-keyword skills for the duration of the turn. And then second auto, if your leader card is a baby card and you choose 2 cards in your hand and place them at the bottom of your deck in any order, when you combo with this card, draw 2 cards. So second auto is kind of cool. It's like a, what do they call it? Quick shift. Yeah, that whole like archetype where every color got, you know, quick shift. So that's sometimes nice if you're, you know, you have a bunch of the 4-drop baby Vegetas that you want in your deck. You can kind of use this as a way to get them back in the deck. And then the first one's not too bad, giving your baby and brainwash, giving them plus 5k. But this seems very much like it's catered towards the new yellow baby support. I don't know how useful this would be in the old school. It's another 4-drop target, which is kind of nice. Because, you know, sometimes you draw into all the 4-drops. So, but either way, you know, it'll definitely be really good with the yellow baby support. And I'm always happy to see new baby cards. And then here, Super Saiyan Gogeta All Out Assault. Blue-Red Gogeta. This guy is pretty sick. So he's got Barrier, Energy Exhaust, Multicolor. So activate main, 1 red, 1 blue, 3 colorless. If your leader card is a blue Gogeta BR card and you have at least 1 red Goku BR and 1 red Vegeta BR in your drop area, choose all red Goku BR and Vegeta BR cards in your drop area and shuffle them into your deck. Play this card from your hand. So it's kind of cool. You can cheat this dude out for 1 energy less while putting all your Goku and Vegetas from your drop area back into the deck. So it's kind of nice. It's a little bit of like a screw you to Janemba, and it just allows you to redraw those pieces. And then his auto is where it gets pretty sweet. Is at the end of your turn, place up to 2 cards from the top of your deck in your energy, then negate the skill for the duration of the game. So essentially, this dude's gonna ramp you up a whole nother 2 energy. Downside to it is random coming from the top of the deck. Sometimes, like, you know, it sucks seeing like a super combo or negate, or if you run Overwhelm cards, getting black cards in energy isn't always the best.
Or your secret rare.
Yeah, or a secret rare. Something, you know, the randomness factor isn't the best, but ramping up 2 energy is awesome. And actually, you know, I wanted to build one of those cheap ramp decks, and Purunga ramp with this guy is pretty insane. If you go into, I believe, Gogeta Frenzied Burst, I believe that's the name of the card. I forgot the evolve cost, but basically, he has an activate main. When you have 15 energy, you send 4 cards from your opponent's life into their deck. And if you get the perfect setup, you can literally, without attacking your opponent a single time, send up to 8 cards from their life into their deck. So super cheap interaction. I don't know how good it'll be, but this Gogeta makes it possible. And, you know, it's a pretty cool card. Looks cool too. Now, this combination attack is actually pretty awesome. It's red-blue, energy exhaust, and it's an activate battle extra card. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, the energy cost of 5 or less. Return to its owner's hand, then choose up to 1 of your red or blue energy and switch it to active mode. So that's pretty insane. So for as long as you have 1 red, 1 blue open, and your opponent's card does not have a barrier, you can literally send that card back. Even if it says it can't be KO'd, you're sending it back to hand. And then you untap 1 of your energy. So if you're playing a very blue-centric deck with like Senzu Bean and stuff, like, it's absolutely insane. So this is a really, really nice card for some defense, and it makes going for game now a lot scarier because a lot of decks are now having answers to a lot of cards attacking. So it's not even, you can't really even go for game anymore. It's kind of like Shugesh Explosive back, except with 20 different cards.
Yeah, it's like comboing your entire hand and then someone does that.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Super Saiyan Broly All Out Assault, green yellow, 6 energy. Is a rival green yellow, 1 green, 1 yellow, energy exhaust. When you play this card, or when this card is switched to active mode by skill during your turn with the Broly BR leader, that's very easily possible. Choose 1. Choose 1 battle card with an energy cost greater than or equal to your opponent's current energy and KO it. So that's pretty solid for getting out those big early game threats that people bring out. The second one, draw 1 card and choose up to 1 of your opponent's cards and switch it to rest mode. I mean, that's not bad, you know, drawing a card.
Yeah.
You know, that's never bad. And putting something to rest mode might...
People can play around that, though.
Yeah, but, I mean, you have 2 possible abilities with it, so...
Yeah.
And then even if you don't rest mode a card, drawing a card never hurts, so... Definitely cool. Definitely not bad. Wailing Spirit. I forgot what this one does. Green, yellow, energy exhaust, activate main extra card. Choose up to 1 Broly BR with an original energy cost of 4 from your deck. Negate its auto skill for duration of turn. Play it, then shuffle your deck. So that's actually pretty sick. I've never played like the starter deck green Broly, like where it goes nuts, but I mean, being able to bring out the 4-drop for 2 energy at any point seems pretty solid. Alright, I think that's all the promo cards. Now we're going to see the foil cards we got. So we got Whis, Godly Fundamentals. We saw that. So I wasn't really planning on playing Beerus, so whatever. I'll take it though. Gogeta, Heroes Advent. This is the blocker one.
Okay.
Not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a bad card. Paragus Forebear. I honestly could not care about this card, but I guess I got a foil now. Goten, another card I could not care less about because I'm not really a big Broly fan. But alright, here we go. Big reveal. Oh, the card that I said I did not want. So that's kind of unfortunate. But we're going to be going into the Broly box opening. And now we're moving on to opening the Yellow Broly BR leader part of the Magnificent Collection. And the overall archetype for this deck is the Height of Mastery package. So it actually works really well. It wasn't originally designed to work with the Yellow Broly BR leader, but it works super well.
And obviously, this deck doesn't include a Victory Strike Secret Rare because, of course, it's a $300 card.
Yeah. But that being aside, it's still, I mean, the Height of Mastery by itself is still a very, very efficient card, and we'll see it later as we're going into it.
It's a classic build. It's definitely been like, it's topped most tournaments before.
Yeah, before all like the counterplay heavy meta. But going to the card, the front side is the same, and the leader side is the alternative artwork, which is cool. Front side is pretty basic if you don't know. It's a attack card, draw one, take one from life, awaken, untap 2 at 4. And then he has 2 effects. You know, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, switch to rest mode, and then take one of your life, and then restand any of your cards, and that can be energy or, you know, a battle card.
Or even your leader, if you want to draw again for your leader.
Yeah.
So definitely that restanding ability is insane, because it's definitely won people a lot of matches. Considering, like, with this engine, a lot of people definitely run the Mira Champa chain.
Yeah, and just being able to bring out Mira, and if you have a Champa in hand, and if they have no negates, it's almost a guaranteed 3. So the first card they added is Champa Double Strike, which is really good in most decks. It's super good in this one. You have Crusher Ball. Once again, apologize for being a little bit unfocused. This is our first time kind of doing this angle in one of these videos. And then you have Explosive Spirit, Son Goku. I think I'm going to try and focus in here. There, hopefully it's a little bit better the rest of the video. Explosive Spirits on Goku, just really good for, you know, popping cards and having a barrier blocker. Height of Mastery give you 3. It's kind of weird how they have a super rare that's non-foil, but the card is super solid. You can swap into it with Path to Greatness, which you'll see later, and you tap 3 of your opponent's cards, ignoring barrier. So super broken card.
Especially if you can restand it as well.
Yeah, and then here, just kind of going through the swap chain, you'll see that was a 2-drop 15k Goku. Here's the Gohan, and here's the 1-drop Grandpa Gohan blocker. Successor of Hope, just a good searcher for grabbing swap cards and kind of thinning out the deck and help you get up to Sparking 7. Dimensional Banisher Fu, just a 1-of they have. Really good for just some quick spot removal, and also just another double strike target. You can use leader to restand it. Just generic full surveillance Jocko super combo, 4 life or less. Always has the 10k printed, but grabs the draw when you're at 4 life. But yeah, just standard super combo. They have a lot of the staples in here. The Time Magic, Sparking Yellow Negate. I really like the alternative art as well, although it kind of stinks that none of them are foil.
Scientist Fu, classic card, but not really used a lot anymore. I think a lot of people probably swapped it out for the new Mira card that came out of the draft box, Mira Assault from the Skies. Not that Fu is bad, but Mira can do the same thing as Fu, and Mira is also a 30k body.
Yeah, so yeah, the Mira is a lot better because it's not a 110k combo, it's a 5k, so
exactly.
It's just easier to get out, and you untap an energy so when you have to summon it. So it's super good, a lot more versatile. And here you have Surprise Attack Frieza. Basically, if you KO a card, you can play it for free.
Which works with Explosive Spirit.
Yeah, so it's kind of a good combination there. Or if you just attack one of their 5Ks. Here is the Broly chain for rest mode cards. They have the highest one showing first. But essentially, how the chain kind of works is the 4-drop. You can pay for, I believe, 2 energy if your opponent has 3 or 4 cards in rest mode.
I believe it's 4 cards in rest mode, but that's pretty easy if you have your leader tapped, 1 battle card tapped, and 2 energy tapped.
Yeah, so, and this is, you can start like tapping their battle cards and they won't be able to untap, and tapping their rest mode. And eventually, if you know you get up to the bigger dude, the 9-drop, I think you can just basically kill any card in rest mode, including energy. like 1 per turn. So it's a really good chain, especially if your opponent doesn't know how to play around it. It can give you some really great plays.
Or has not seen those cards before, because it's not very common to see these cards in the deck.
Yeah, they were a little bit popular and they kind of fell out of fashion, and now they could potentially come back. And then finally, you have Son Goku, Path to Greatness, which allows you to just make those super broken degenerate plays into Height of Mastery. So, and then also, I mean, I think sometimes people forget about the fact that when you play him, you rest one of your opponent's battle cards, and you draw a card.
Exactly.
And he's barrier 19k. So, like, even if he didn't have the swap, he wouldn't even be a terrible card. But, like, he has the swap for yellow, which is super, super broken. Just a really solid card. The current counterplay meta makes him a little bit tough, as Denial of Hope, Preemptive Strike, You're Wide Open. I feel like I'm forgetting one of... Oh, the yellow doesn't really have one right now, but they all kind of send it back to hand or drop or whatever, so... They have a way to take care of it. But overall, it's a pretty decent deck. And then now we're going to be going into the promo cards. We already went over these with the Gogeta deck. So we're going to kind of just like flip through the cards and see which foils we got. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm just going to kind of flip through. Not going to really go over any of them again. And then we can see what foils we pulled in this one. I know I was looking for the Gogeta ramp one, not this guy, but... The Gogeta blocker, not a bad foil card to get. Altered Reality, couldn't care less about it. None of us play Janemba. We're not Janemba fans.
Nope.
So, I mean, maybe someone, it's worth a little bit, I guess, if Janemba likes it. Frieza Spiteful Strike, not a bad card, negating a card's skills, but very situational. Goten, once again, with the red crit Broly, couldn't care. And another Broly card. We don't play that as well. Yeah, we don't play.
The green Broly, not the yellow.
Yeah, so unfortunately... Didn't really get any of the foils that we wanted, but still all the promo cards are super cool that we got from this. And the 2 decks themselves are pretty good. They have a lot of staples, and the alternative art on them is pretty solid. Mm-hmm. So we're actually going to be planning on doing a battle between these 2 decks. I'll be playing Gogeta, and then...
I'll be playing Broly.
Yeah, so we're going to keep these 2 decks the absolute same. We're not going to put any promo cards. We just kind of want to just... keep them almost like their starter decks and kind of duke it out just to see how, see if these are kind of tournament ready, which, I mean, seeing them from the outside, I think you could take it to a tournament and do at least decent.
Pretty decent, yeah.
Yeah, like they're definitely not bad decks. But anyways, just want to thank you guys for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe.
And don't forget to press that Zen-Oh button.